Two fish you saw at the pet store yesterday can kill each other in the same aquarium. And the most dangerous combinations are usually the ones that look the most compatible. Everyone wants a colorful, diverse aquarium. All the species together because they're all beautiful. An Oscar, a few Neon Tetras alongside it, a Pleco in the corner, a colorful Betta up top. Sounds nice, but that combination is going to be a war zone, not a visual showcase. One or more species may end up battered and gone within a short time, or worse, on the menu for the others. Fortunately, after this video, you'll understand why something that looks good to the eye doesn't always add up in practice. Because the problem isn't simply, this fish is aggressive, that fish is calm. There's something far more insidious going on. And the most dangerous combinations are the ones that look the most innocent. If this is your first time on this channel and you enjoy the video, consider subscribing. Let's get right into it. Everyone knows the Betta. Beautiful, colorful, a small tank icon. Most people see it kept alone and don't really know why. The Betta is calm, they think. I'll add some small fish alongside it. But understand this, the Betta may look delicate, but there's a hulk waiting to emerge. The moment it sees a long, flowing, colorful fin, one thing fires in its brain: rival. Male guppies, lyre-tail mollies, angelfish, all of them fall into this category. The Betta doesn't need to be in an aggressive mood to attack them. The instinct triggers automatically, and this attack usually happens at night. By morning, the fins are in shreds. But the Betta's dangers don't end there. Add tiger barbs, and now the roles reverse. Tiger barbs are fin nippers. That magnificent tail on a Betta is an open invitation to them. The Betta loses its tail before it even gets a chance to attack. So how do you calm tiger barbs down? The answer is completely counterintuitive. A tiger barb, kept alone or in a group of 3, is at its most aggressive. But put 8 or more together, and the picture changes completely. The aggression turns inward. The hierarchy gets established within the group. Interest in outside fish drops off, and that fin-shredding monster suddenly becomes a calm schooling fish. This isn't an exception. This is how fish behavior works. Numbers change personality. But here's a surprising question. If numbers matter this much, why do so many hobbyists keep the wrong number? The answer is hidden in the information the pet store gives you. The pet store says compatible, but it doesn't tell you how many you need for that compatibility to actually work. And if you don't reach that number, the compatible fish becomes the aggressive one. Tiger barbs, handled. But the biggest misconception of all is a little stranger. You see an Oscar at the store, 2 inches long, cute, curious, following your finger around. This thing is aggressive? No way. So you buy it. You put Neon Tetras in with it. The Oscar grows, 4 inches, 6, 8, then 12. And those Neon Tetras? To the Oscar, they're no longer fish, they're food. It eats anything that fits in its mouth. This isn't aggression, it's just hunger. And as the mouth gets bigger, the category of things that fit expands. What if they grow up together? Some hobbyists say, I raised my Oscar with goldfish from when it was tiny, and it doesn't eat them. And sometimes that's true. Fish that grow up together may not code each other as prey, but this isn't a rule, it's luck. And one day, hunger overrides that habit. Oscar, understood. But now there's a far more deceptive combination. This is the most common mistake on this entire list, and most of the people making it never realize anything is wrong, because the fish don't die right away. Goldfish are cold water fish. They do best at 64 to 72 degrees Fahrenheit. Tropical fish need 75 to 82 degrees Fahrenheit. When these two groups share a tank, one of them is always living at the wrong temperature. And the wrong temperature doesn't kill quickly. It kills slowly. Immunity drops. Metabolism gets disrupted. Disease finds an opening. The fish gradually fades. And while you're wondering, why did it get sick? The answer is written right there on the thermostat. But temperature isn't the only problem. Goldfish produce an enormous amount of waste. The filtration designed for tropical fish can't handle that load. Ammonia climbs. And again, the same quiet, invisible death. What about cichlids? There's a far more unexpected truth about them. When most people hear cichlid family, they think aggressive fish. True, but that's not actually the main problem. The main problem is water chemistry. African lake cichlids need high pH, between 7.8 and 8.6, hard water. Alkaline conditions. South American cichlids, discus, angelfish, need exactly the opposite. Low pH, soft water, acidic conditions. Put these two groups in the same tank, and one of them is always living in the wrong water. And a fish living in the wrong water gets sick, loses its color, stops growing. It can't survive long term. But cichlids have another problem on top of that: breeding. A pair of angelfish that seems perfectly calm under normal conditions transforms completely the moment they lay eggs. They attack every other fish in the tank. They chase them into every corner. Fish with nowhere to escape fall into chronic stress. And this doesn't pass quickly. It continues until the eggs hatch and the fry grow out. Even knowing all of this, some combinations can still catch you off guard, because the real danger hides in the combinations that appear compatible on the surface. This is the most dangerous scenario of all. Two fish live together peacefully for months. Then one day, everything changes. Why? Because compatibility isn't fixed. Breeding season, illness, adding a new fish, rearranging the decor, any of these can shatter the balance. Example: Corydoras and a cichlid coexist without issue for months. The cichlid shifts into breeding mode, and that Corydoras is no longer a bottom cleaner. It's a threat approaching the nest. It gets chased all night. By morning, the Corydoras is stressed, fins damaged. Or this scenario: a small Pleco, calm, staying in its corner. It becomes active at night, keeps growing, and one night it approaches a large fish that's resting and begins feeding on its slime coat. By morning, there are unexplained wounds on that fish. These combinations look compatible on paper. In reality, they're not. So how do you protect yourself from all of this? Let me run through 8 signs quickly. If you're seeing any of these signs, there's an incompatibility issue in your tank. First, fin damage. Frayed, torn, shredded fins. Usually the traces of a nighttime attack. Second, hiding in a corner. A fish that's always in the same corner, motionless, not coming out even at feeding time. This is stress behavior. It's living under pressure. Third, color fading. A healthy fish is vivid. If the color is dull and flat, it's under chronic stress. Fourth, not eating. A fish that isn't sick but won't eat is usually being bullied. The dominant fish isn't letting it near the food. Fifth, rapid gill movement. One of the earliest signs of stress or incorrect water parameters. Sixth, constantly surfacing. Oxygen problem or water quality issue. But sometimes there's pressure below, and the fish is searching for an escape. Seventh, a fish missing in the morning. A fish disappearing overnight with no prior symptoms. Nighttime attack or predatory behavior. Eighth, one fish relentlessly chasing another. If you're seeing it during the day, it's already late. At night, it's far more intense. If you spot even one of these 8 signs, it's time to take a hard look at your tank. Everyone just wanted a little of this, a little of that. But inside that, a little of this, a little of that combination, a silent war may be playing out every night while you sleep. And from now on, when you think about adding a fish, you won't just say, "That one's beautiful." You'll ask, "What does it eat? What does it need? Who will it bother?" Someone asking that question isn't choosing randomly anymore. They're choosing consciously. And that conscious choice directly affects the lifespan of every fish in that tank. Do you have any of the combinations I mentioned actually living together peacefully in your tank? Or have you had a bad experience with one of them? Write it in the comments. In the next video, we're going to look at the worst advice on the internet that gets passed off as good fish keeping guidance. If you don't want to miss it, you know what to do. See you under the water.